Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Good people see hostility rising daily.
The myth of the goddesses.
Go ahead.
Page 550.
Go ahead.
Ephesus was significantly the very place where the great temple to Artemis, or Diana, as she was called in Roman times.
See that? That was the name during the Roman times. Go ahead.
Had stood for many centuries.
Stood for many centuries. Go ahead.
The cult of Artemis or Diana had been repressed in AD 380.
Meaning they tried to crush it. Yeah, they tried to suppress it. They was bringing it down. Go ahead.
By the Emperor Theodosius.
Theodotus. Go ahead.
And the people, deprived of their goddess, readily turned to Mary instead.
They did what, brother?
Readily turned to Mary instead.
Some people who was worshiping Diana was repressed. They was, suppressed. They couldn't worship her no more. So instead of worshiping Diana, they now started to try to worship Mary. Go ahead.
Portraits of Mary began to proliferate. One of them said to have been painted by Luke himself.
They saying that, but that's a lie and that's an untruth, man. Scriptures don't support that. That's philosophy trying to push this evil they trying to push. Go ahead.
Another was sent from Jerusalem to Constantinople.
Go ahead.
Where hundreds of years later, it was to be carried into battle on a chariot.
Say that again, carried into what?
Were carried into battle on a chariot.
That goes along to where now where the Bible says Diana was a virgin huntress. A hunter is a person who go to war and hunt, right? A hunter is a warrior. You understand that? And they said she was a virgin huntress. Now they're trying to say Mary is a warrior also. You carry her picture in the battle as the guy. As the goddess of war. Like she gonna help you win the battle. When the Bible says the Most High is a man of war. You understand? Not no woman, not married, but the Most High is a man of war. Go ahead.
So, it may be observed, reenacting the old role of the goddess of war.
You see that? They reenacting the old, listen, they combining the old pagan god that come from the Babylonians, the goddess of war, to Mary now. You understand that? And making them all fit one. Go ahead.
Portraits from the end of the 4th century and beginning of the 5th shows Mary seated in the same position as Isis.
As who?
As Isis.
Whoa, that's heavy. Y'all heard of the Egyptian goddess called Isis? They saying Mary sitting in that same seat. Why? Because the Roman Catholic Church did nothing more than just combine philosophies and doctrines. It's called syncretism. They took things from the ancient East, you understand, to Egyptology, to the Greeks, the Romans, and made it fit Christianity and put Mary's face on it. Nowhere in the Bible does the Bible say to worship Mary at all. It's not even in there. It's not even there. You take some, Christ didn't even recognize his own mother. When she was asking for Christ, they said, Christ, your mom outside asking for you? And Christ said, who's my mother, my brother, my father? Them who do the will of my Father which is in heaven. That's what Christ said. He didn't even acknowledge his mom. So who is now these people in the Roman Catholic Church to say that now we got to worship Mary? That don't come from the Lord. It's not in the Bible, man. Any more on that?
Come on.
Read.
With Horus.
With Horus. Isis and Horus. Mary and Jesus. You understand? Go ahead.
Wearing the mural crown of Cybele.
Go ahead.
Or Diana.
Go ahead.
And with the Gorgon of Athena.
Go ahead.
Painted on her breast.
Go ahead.
Athena's own temple. The Parthenon became Mary's church.
See that? They took this place that was full of paganism and took it to be Mary's church. And people follow that today. Like, all you got to do is some research, and you're going to see the holes and lies in what you're following. It's not really hard. Go ahead.
Only 100 or so years later.
Go ahead.
Sometime between AD 500 and 600.
Go ahead. Any more? Yes, sir. I want that right there. That's the part I want there. Come on with it.
In fact, it looked as if the imagery of the old goddess had passed directly on to the figure of Mary.
Of the old goddess. What old goddess? Ishtar, Isis, Ashtaroth, Artemis, Diana. You understand? Mary. You understand? Pass right up the line. And the same way you look at her as being something special, the same way you looked at Artemis, Diana, Isis, Ishtar, Ashtaroth, the same exact way. You put her on the level of as a goddess. But that's incorrect according to the scriptures. If you're black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you should not be doing that. Nowhere in the Bible, let me say something to you. Nowhere. Not one place in the scriptures does it mention somebody being a queen. An Israelite woman being the queen. Let alone Mary being the queen of heaven. That's man's philosophy. That's man's doctrine. And it's wrong and evil according to the Lord. Read.
Inspired by the need of the people.
Inspired by the what?
Need of the people.
You don't listen. The people made them push to do this here. And you ain't supposed to be doing it, man. When it comes between doing what the Lord say do and what people want, you take the side of the Lord. Go ahead.
And perhaps also by the understanding of the priest that these long established customs of devotion had to be understood in terms of the new religion.
You understand that? Meaning they took all the stuff from old and combined it with the new and taught it to them so they can understand it. Any more?
Come.
Go ahead.
Sometime between AD 400 and 500, the temple of Isis at the Ceusians in France was dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
To the what?
Blessed Virgin Mary.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say do none of these things. Nobody in the Bible does say have a temple of Mary. It don't say that. So where they come up with this Roman Catholic dogma from, this philosophy or doctrine? You're going to find out, once again, this is things being taught by men who are unlearned, who don't know the truth, who are actually ignorant, which means they don't know. Ignorant means to not know. They don't know the truth according to the Lord. If they did, they would not be doing that. And what I have you doing it. Any more?
Come.
Go ahead.
Isis and Sybil had been mother of the gods. Mary was now mother of God.
You see that? You see that? The same philosophy. It took the stuff that came from the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Greek and the Romans, and now melded it with the Roman Catholics. Which is what you have there, that Christianity. That rosary bead that somebody, I see brothers walking around with a rosary bead and they don't know what the heck they're wearing. They have no idea what it means. None whatsoever. But still rock it all nonetheless. When it's evil according to the Lord. Give me Colossians 2 and 8. We're going to end with that. Give me Colossians 2 verse 8. You understand? Because by you following the philosophy of the Blessed Virgin Mary, You understand? And worshiping Mary, and she's something special. When she was a woman who the Most High chose to have Christ. That's it. You understand? But you're going to make worship out of her? And y'all follow it in the Catholic Church, in the Christian Church. It's wrong according to the Lord. Colossians 2 verse 8.
Colossians chapter 2 verse 8.
Go ahead.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
It said beware. Look out. Through philosophy, dogma. A vain deceit means things that don't mean nothing. Worshiping Mary don't mean nothing. When you worship Mary, it means nothing. It's deceitful. You saying 15 Hail Marys means nothing. It's deceitful according to the Lord. Read.
After the tradition of men.
The men who invented that philosophy of worshiping Mary. Go ahead.
After rudiments of the world.
Their thing, that's their philosophy. They came up with those things. Go ahead.
And not after Christ.
Meaning it's not after the Bible. Not after the truth of Christ, man. You understand? Listen, we the Israelite School of I.S.U.P.K live on WPB 88.1 FM.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Good people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with 5 beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen no.